Oh man, we live, baby. We live. We lit, baby. We lit. What's really good, family tree? Today, I'm just doing a quick live stream to just, you know what? It's been getting very exciting. I've been watching DCCI's channel, and I've been watching Bafanda Films channel as well. And Jay Smith has been going in. Recently, he's done a massive presentation at a church in America. I believe it's the Calvary Chapel, Chino Hills Church. And cheese and bread. 383,000 views within the last 5 days. Oh my gosh, that's an amazing feat. Yep. So I'm going to have to salute to my brother, Jay Smith. Y'all know already, I love me some Jay Smith. Okay. So anyways, yeah, if you guys are here with me, like hit the like button or just make some comments just so I know you're here, right? So anyways, so I saw that presentation and actually I saw a bit of it and I saw that he was going in with Raymond Ibrahim. And I'm like, Jay, like, why are you wasting, my humble opinions, like, why are you wasting your time talking with, I don't want to call him uneducated, unacademic individuals? Like, why waste your time? Because I learned so much from like people like Jay Smith, Mel's, Robert Spencer's, all these individuals, they come with scholarship. And on Titans TV, this whole channel is built upon scholarship. That's all we do. Scholar, gang, 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 gang. That's all we like. That's all we do. I grew up, with the Facebook communities. We got Amon Ra Squad scholarship. It's just all scholarship. If you go in there and you post anything to do with any ideas that you've got, any thesis that you have, or any questions, whatever the case is, like, you're going to get hammered if you can't back it up scholastically or academically. And I'm like, why are you even trying to go down the lane of these individuals that all they know is apologetics? And what I mean by that, and polemics, right? And of course, what you're doing as well, Jay Smith, is polemics, right? But you're just dealing with people who are believers of the traditions rather than critical thinkers. It's like I want to see you have a dialogue, a debate, a pushback from individuals within inside of the academic community. Because at least that way we get to learn. At least that way we get to see what are the other viewpoints within inside of academia, or within inside of, like, I know there is the IRR group, there is other groups as well, especially like German and all those different areas. Like, there's all these different groups of people that have come together who are revising or revisiting the Islamic traditions and what can we find in history. Like, you need to talk to these individuals, not somebody like Raymond Ibrahim, who still believes in that garbage. Like, we need to leave that, man. We really need to do better. Like, it's 2025. And if we're not up on scholarship when we're discussing these topics, like, leave it out, mate. Leave it out. Anyways, Steve C up in the building says here, Islam cannot survive the internet. Jeez, Lord God. Callum is alive. Callum, as I live and breathe. Indeed. So yeah, this is just me doing a quick show. I might have something special for you guys soon, though. I might have something very, very special. I've got some really incredible individuals that will be on this platform as well. And I may just be on some incredible platforms as well, right? So if you ever want to see my thoughts with inside of a professional platform, you're going to get to see that as well. So I can't wait for that to take place. But yeah, talk to me, family. Let me know what's been going on. Like, I really want to know what's been happening, because I've been missing for a hot minute, okay? And I just want to catch up with the community, see what you guys have been on. I'm loving, over here in the UK, we're having an American versus UK, USA versus UK battle going on right now. And I would love to bring that into the scholarship as well, into the scholarship community. When I say a battle taking place, there is rap battles that's taking place. I think it's Skepta and something Joyner, if Frank Joyner, Lucas Joyner, something. Anyway, I can't remember the names. I'm not really into that stuff, but it was very interesting to see everybody weighing in, and how, for me, I like that the comment of how is UK trying to battle Americans in terms of rap. Like, didn't the Americans originate rap? Like, what are we doing out here? It's not our place to even be trying to battle these individuals. And you know what? I kind of like that sentiment. I really like that, because I was thinking to myself, for real, like, why? Like, why? How are you going to go up against Daddy? How are you going to go up against Daddy? And I feel that in the same way in terms of scholarship as well. How are you going to go? Americans, see, I'm going to like just poke you guys right now. How are you going to go up against Daddy when it comes to scholarship? Huh? How are you going to do that? Us in the UK are miles ahead of you guys. How? If you was ever to battle us, it wouldn't end nicely for you guys. I'm just letting you know that from now. So anybody who actually wants to battle us, UK, the UK brethren and sister in terms of scholarship, let us know. Yeah, if you're out there in America and you want to have a battle with any of the UK brothers, let us know, innit? Because I don't think you guys can really hack it. Because this is the home of Oxford and Cambridge and them ones there. No, I'm joking. I just try to rile you lot up, I really am. But yeah, talk to me, family. What you saying? Medusineb Secha I Upesh. Salute. Hey, we need a Stormzy Lauryn Hill collab. Ooh. Yeah, that would be something special still. That really would be. I want to know who is our lyricist over here in the UK? Like, in terms of like a top rapper, who is it? Like, I'm being biased because I would say people like Getz and Swiss, because those are my guys. But let me know who is the lyricist over here in the UK? Because I'm thinking of UK rappers, and I don't know, man. I don't know if anybody that has it like that. I'm really thinking, but I don't know who has it like that. All right, cool. So, let me get back to it now, real quickly. Finishing off this live stream, just to let you guys know that, we will be doing some stuff. We will definitely be doing some shows, and we'll be getting some stuff in. I've been missing for a hot minute. Just getting things in order, getting life in order, getting everything in order. So forgive me for not actually being present and doing live streams and shows and, doing all the discussions and debates that we normally do or teachings that we normally do. Forgive me. But yeah, life is life. And so, we have to handle the real life day-to-day business of things. What else do I want to talk about? What have I seen recently? Yeah, it's just really, the only thing that's actually piqued my interest is J. Smith. That's about it. That was it's always to do with, did Muhammad exist? And let's see if I'm going to answer. Let's see, how would I answer that question? Am I on J. Smith's side, yes or no? Did Muhammad exist? I always say the Muhammad of Islamic traditions is an invention and a fabrication and a mixing of stories, and just it's like a whole hodgepodge of stuff. But it is actually based upon a historical figure called Muhammad. So it's a bit tricky, So yes, a Muhammad did exist. Yes, he brought a revolutionary religion to the Arabian Peninsula. And yes, for a few other things. But it's the wrong Muhammad. The Muhammad of the Islamic traditions is not the same Muhammad as the historical Muhammad. That makes any sense. Let me do this. For example, you have the Gnostic Gospels, right? And you have all of those Gnostic Gospels of Jesus as a young man doing all these things and, like doing a madness, right? Now, we know that all we had, for example, right, was the Gnostic Gospel of Jesus. We can clearly see that's a legendary figure. But on the other hand, there is a historical Jesus, right? There is one. We can testify via external sources, in even biblical sources as well. But we can testify, yes, there is a historical human being that walked the earth 2,000 years ago, plus that got crucified, killed under Pontius Pilate, etc., etc., etc. Yeah, that is a historical figure. But the Gnostic gospel, although it's talking about Jesus, it's not the historical Jesus that's in there, right? But it's based upon the historical Jesus, but it's not the historical Jesus. Does that make sense? It's the same as the Islamic traditions. It's clearly legendary, like the Gnostic gospel. It's clearly not historical, but it is based upon a historical Muhammad of 1400 plus years ago. Okay? So there is a historical Muhammad, but it's just not found like that in the Islamic traditions. Just like there is a historical Jesus, but it's not found in the Gnostic Gospels. That's the best way I could even answer that question. I think that is the best way. So yes, there is a historical Muhammad, just as the way there is a historical Jesus, but the Muhammad that we know of inside of how we've received him is via the Islamic traditions. We clearly know that's legendary, right? And if anybody doesn't know that's legendary, then there's something clearly wrong with you if you can't decipher fact from fiction, okay? If you can't decipher fact from fiction, that's not my problem, okay? That's not my problem. Cool. Let me quickly read through some of these comments. Jedi and respect. Fans in America, mental gymnastics. Man. Sam Conn's up in the building. I feel like how y'all felt in 2016 Speaker's Corner. Islam in North Texas and Minnesota rises its head, but not where the sun sets and rises. Cheese! Appreciate your scholarship, UK rulers. Cheese! C.A. Levy. So yeah, because I've already put forward in terms of the historical Muhammad, it's a 6th century 6th century Abyssinian Christian bishop, right? Called Muhammad. That's the real Muhammad. That's the historical Muhammad. You even find him, imagine that, you find him inside of the Syria literature. You find him inside of the early Islamic historical literature. We find it. But we also find him and his story externally. We find him externally in Sabaic inscriptions. We find him externally in Procopius. We find him externally inside of Photius. We find him in, Syrian literature, etc., etc. We know that something amazing, magnificent took place inside of the 6th century. We have artifacts to say that there was a revolution that took place in the 6th century, not the 7th century, okay? That's the fake, false, fictitious, fabricated Muhammad that they've created, right? Not the 7th century Muhammad. We're talking about the 6th century Muhammad. That took place. We have evidence, ample full of evidence of that, of this Abyssinian Christian bishop called Muhammad that revolutionized the whole of Arabia and conquered the whole of Arabia. But it's always shocking to me that nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. And I always say, racism's alive, they're just concealing it. But why are you race baiting, Callum? Why are you race baiting? Am I race baiting? Because to me, it's always fascinating that nobody brings us up this figure, this individual. Like everybody's searching for the historical Muhammad, right? They're all searching for the historical Muhammad. And as I said, I've done this before. Like the first literature that talks about Muhammad, gives his narrative and his story and his background is the Syria literature. You have to turn to page 104 to find the narrative of the Muhammad of Islam, the traditions, right? But guess what? If you turn to page 22 of that same book, you're introduced to the historical Muhammad. You're literally introduced to historical figures. Abraha, Muhammad, Kays, etc. You're introduced to actual things inside of history. And I'm like, it's right there. It's right there. But nobody's talking about it. Nobody's talking about it. To me, like, why? Why is nobody talking about it? I don't know. I say personally, it's racism. And I don't mean that people are racist. I mean that there is a leftover of racism that has blinded the academic community and the religious community, and they don't understand it. What do I mean by that? We're all told about, for example, anybody who's interested in this topic, right? So it's not your fault. It's because the higher ups are feeding you information and they completely neglect something. And that's why it's racism, because you don't neglect, for example, we hear about the Byzantine Empire. We hear about the Sassanid Empire. Look, I'm saying to you, like, read all of these books in terms of Islamic studies, right? Quranic studies, etc., etc. The majority of them will talk about the Byzantine Empire, the Sassanid Empire. Go on YouTube, you'll see it. Byzantine Empire, Sassanid Empire. But the bigger empire was the Aksumite Empire, i.e. the Ethiopian Empire. Twice as big, or should I say bigger than the Sassanid and the Byzantine Empire put together. It's bigger than those two. Put together is the Ethiopian Empire. But you don't hear nothing about that with inside of scholarship. Cool. I'm telling you, yeah, like, people coming into, like, the young scholars coming in, they don't even realize that racism is affecting them. And that's why you don't know nothing about the Ethiopians. But we can say, oh no, we're just ignorant. We're just ignorant about the fact that, no, because if you read anything to do with history, they always mention the Aksumite Empire. Historical information. They literally, if you read the history books, they tell you how big this empire is. The Abyssinians as well. They tell you how big they are, etc., etc., etc. But why don't we get to know anything? And if you did get to know, you would realize why, for example, if inside of Islamic literature, they tell you, yes, Muhammad said you can, conquer all these other people, the Byzantines and the Persians, but just don't fight the Ethiopians. Why? Why was that? Why wasn't they allowed to fight the Ethiopians? That's the question. Nobody's asking these questions, Nobody's asking these questions at all. Like, why was there so many Ethiopians in Arabia? Like, but you always hear about the Bilals and so forth, but there's more. Like, the Sahabas were Ethiopian as well. Like, why don't we ever hear about? Why don't we don't know this information? I don't know. See, I say it's racism, and it's no fault of people coming in and learning the stuff now. It's because it's like, it's ancestral. It's like, it goes further back. That we're just naive about this stuff for some reason. Yeah. It baffles me, though. It baffles me. Yeah, it baffles me. Because when I started reading, I picked up these books. And I'm learning Islam. And obviously, I'm like, okay, cool. So you're telling me these niggas went to, they migrated to Abyssinia. Okay, let me learn about that. There was this king. Oh, there was a Najashi. There was a Negus. Oh, an Ethiopian king. Okay, cool. You don't hear nothing about Byzantine or a Persian king that helped them and aided them and none of that. You don't hear no migration into these Persian territories or Byzantine territories like that. But the whole story of Islam starts off with Ethiopians. But no scholar and none of these apologetics and polemicists yet go in to learn about Ethiopia. But they'll tell us about the Byzantine, they'll tell us about the Sassanids, they'll tell us about all these other things, but nothing to do with. Cool. I'm not saying anything in it, but to me, racism's still alive, but they're just concealing it. That's the way I feel personally, yeah. And again, I'm not saying that any of these upcoming scholars or individuals are racist. I'm saying it's because of the, how can I put it? The institutions. It's unfortunately, it's from like the institutions. It's just They don't want to push certain information. But shouts out to people like Gabriel Saeed Reynolds. Shouts out to man like Ahmed Jalad. Shouts out to man like Manfred Kropp. Shouts out to, who am I missing? Carlos A. Segovia. Shouts out to George Hackety. Shouts out to, I know I'm missing out some good big boy like names in terms of South Arabian and Ethiopian studies, right? I know I'm missing out big boy names, but shouts out to all these individuals that when you actually read their stuff and you see what's going on with the artifacts and the material culture, you'll learn a lot and you'll be like, rah. You get a completely different narrative because you're learning it from a historical perspective. What actually transpired before the so-called birth of the Islamic Muhammad. And you realize that, hold on, we learn from the Islamic traditions that the whole place were polytheists and pagans and so forth. No. Centuries before, the Ethiopians came in, conquered Arabia, and spread their Christianity and Christianized the whole of Arabia. And I'm like, when you read it historically, it's like, why is everybody so like dumb to this? Because I say something that's so like blasé to me, that the Kaaba, that, you know, the billions of Muslims are circumambulating, it was a Christian church. And then people look at me like I'm crazy for saying it was a Christian church. But it was built by a Christian. But it's not a Christian church. Okay, cool. It had pictures of Jesus and Mary inside of it. But it's not a Christian church. I don't get it. See, once you once you're like ignorant to history, the lies of Islam or the lies of the Islamic world lies, it does a number. But once you learn history, it's like you can't be fooled. You literally can't be fooled by this nonsense. But anyways, I digress. Let me stop talking because I need to get going. I'm here too long. We're always happy to see you, brother. Cool. Debate J Spit about it then. You know I'm warming you guys up, right? Hey, Cyclone. I'm going to say this. I may not be debating Jay Smith, but soon you will definitely see a discussion between me and Jay Smith on this particular topic right here. So stay tuned. I'm just buttering you guys up. Okay? Wallahi tallahi billahi mallahi. Okay, cool. Family tree. It's almost hitting 9 o'clock. Yeah, cool. So, family tree, is there anything that you guys would like to say? I want to read out some of your comments. Just drop me a comment real quickly so I can read it out for you. Okay? Let me read out your comment because I am going soon. All right, Cyclone. Okay. I'm not going to say nothing. I'm just going to say, okay. But remember you said that, right? Remember you said that all talk, but I'm going to say, okay. So what are you guys saying? Drop a comment. Come on. Because I got to go. I got 2 minutes left on here with you guys. What are you guys saying? I might even have to do a little speakers call and a little turn up. Turn up. Family tree, come on. There's a few of you guys watching right now and y'all ain't even saying nothing. Like, I need some interaction. I've literally got 1 more minute left. Literally 1 more minute. Let me know what you guys are saying because I have to go. And hopefully I'm going to say to you guys, look out for tomorrow or Friday. There's going to be something special dropping. tomorrow or Friday, something special shall be dropping. Yeah, make sure that's ringing in your brain. Okay. And yeah, you're going to enjoy that. I'm telling you, something special is brewing. Family tree, that's it. I am logging out. I'm going to have to go and watch some Love Island. You know them way there? I Love Island, you know. Hey, let me quickly rush back home still. Girl like Shakira, you know. Shakira, Shakira. All right. Peace and love, family. Salute. I catch you guys on another one. Oh, man. We out, baby. We out. Young Cali, baby. Yeah. Do 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 do.